today's lesson is mainly about coordinates. We're going to revise some of the work you did on coordinates last week, and then we're going to move on to identifying missing coordinates, which will allow you to draw a polygon on a grid. Now, the video does seem really long, but that's because you will be working with me as we go along. So you need to just pause the video and make sure you have got a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, and we'll get on with our activity. So to begin with, I just want to make sure that you can use coordinates to show the position of the point on a grid. I also want to make sure that you can use coordinates to draw lines and shapes. After that, we'll move on to today's new learning, which is to be able to plot the missing coordinates of a polygon. So let's just start with a recap. Here is an 8x8 grid, and what we're going to do is just make sure that you know how to plot the coordinates of a point. So here is the point X. Now all I want to know are the coordinates of that point. So you can see two red arrows have just come onto the screen, and they indicate the directions that we travel in. We go along the horizontal axis first, and then we go up the vertical axis. I like to say along the corridor and up the stairs. So if you follow that rule, our coordinates is 3, 2. A couple of other things for you to remember. First of all is that coordinates are always written in brackets, and there's a comma between each number. Secondly, the number on the horizontal axis is always written first, then the number on the vertical axis. Remember, along the corridor and up the stairs. This axis here is our horizontal axis, and this axis is here is our vertical axis. And finally, the point 0, 0 is called the origin, and I'm pointing to that right now. Okay, I've got a little quiz here for you, a little activity. I am going to put a coordinate up onto my grid, and I want you to see if you can point to where it should be. Off we go. Okay, where should 7, 3 go? Either locate it on your screen with your finger or just get a rough idea. There you go, were you right? Along the corridor, up the stairs, 7 across and 3 up. Try 3, 7. Have you got that one? 3 across and 7 up. Let's try another one. 2, 1. Were you right? Okay, one more. Point 1, 2. So 1 across, 2 up will take you to there. And this point here, 4, 3. Off we go. 4 across, 3 up. That's the coordinate 4, 3. We'll end with one more. That's the coordinate 3, 4. Yep, did you get them all? Brilliant. Okay, now have a look at this screen. I have got 4 coordinates. I am going to plot those 4 coordinates for you. That first one is 0, 5. Now I've plotted 2, 3. Now 4, 1. And finally 5, 0. And if you look very, very carefully, you'll see that I am able to make a diagonal line. I have managed to draw a line that goes through all of those points. Okay, question now. What other points lie on that diagonal? Give you a couple of seconds of thinking time. See if you can jot it down on your piece of paper. Which other 2 points could you put on that same diagonal line? Okay, let's have a look. So here we have the point 3, 2. And if you look very carefully, you'll see it lies directly on that diagonal line. Here's another one. What's that point? Yep, it is 1, 4. And that once again lies on that diagonal line. Okay, let's move on. This time I've got some coordinates and they're going to make a shape. There's a coordinate there. That's 2, 4. There's a coordinate there. What's that one? That's right, 7, 3. And there's another coordinate here. Do you know that one? Yep. 5, 7. Now just have a little look. You should be able to work out that there are 3 points there. Let's imagine there are 3 vertices of a 2D shape. What shape do you think I could draw? I'll tell you now, it's a, look, triangle. It's a triangle. Brilliant. Okay, let's move on to some other fun activities before we start our new learning for the day. On your piece of paper, I'd like you to write down the coordinates for the vertices of this square. I'll give you 5 seconds. Go. Okay, let's see what you've got. Did you get these coordinates here? Brilliant if you did. The 4 points are 4, 7, 6, 7, 4, 9 and 6, 9. Okay, let's try something else. This time I want you to tell me which of these coordinates that I'm about to write down now are actually wrong. Off you go. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Okay, let's take a look together. So let's look at 7, 6. I'm going to go across here, 7 and 6 up. That one is definitely one of our coordinates. Let's look at 9, 6. 9 across and 6 up. Yep, that's one of our coordinates too. Let's have a look at 9, 9. 9 across, 9 up. Oh dear, that coordinate is not one of the vertices of our square. Therefore, that is the incorrect coordinate. If we look at 7, 8, we can know that we go here for 7 and we go up for 8. That was actually a coordinate of one of the vertices. Okay, one more of those, off we go. Okay, so this time I'll count silently in my head which of the coordinates are wrong. Okay, let's take a look. Are you ready? So let's look at 10, 9. 10 across and 9 up. Oh, that one was easy. It was the first coordinate. Okay, one more try. Let's do one last one then. Off we go. So this time, which coordinate is wrong? And obviously we've got a triangle this time. Okay, let's have a look. 5, 7. 5 across along the corridor, 7 up the stairs. That's definitely one of our vertices. Okay, 7, 8. 7 across, 8 up. Uh-oh. That would bring us to this point here, which is not one of our vertices. So therefore, that one, 7, 8, is incorrect. Let's just check 6, 9 to be on the safe side. 6 across, 9 up is this top vertex here. Fabulous! Now it's time for the new learning. We're now going to learn how to identify and plot the missing coordinates of a polygon. A polygon, as you should know from a couple of weeks ago, is a closed shape with 3 or more sides. Let's begin by looking at this first question. Here we have a 6 by 6 square and 3 points are plotted. What we need to do is plot the missing coordinate to make a square. We need to complete the drawing and then write the coordinate at the bottom. Okay, so let's look at what we've got here. I can see that we have got 3 points. Now these 3 points must be the vertices of our square. I'm going to think very carefully now about the properties of a square. I know a square has got sides which are the same length and it contains 4 right angles. So let's look at these sides a bit closer. This line here must be one of the sides, and it is 2 square lengths. This side here is also 2 square lengths, which means our last 2 sides will also be 2 square lengths. I'm just going to have a look at my grid now, and I'm going to try and visualize what that square will look like. And visualization in mathematics is a really, really important skill. I think I know where my last point's going to go, but I'm going to now get my line tool and draw some lines to join each point. So I'm going to join this point here, and then I'm going to go and join this point here, and I can now really clearly see the 2 sides of my square. So I'm now going to draw where I think the rest of my square should be. So I think there should be a line which is 2 square lengths long coming down here, and another one which is 2 square lengths long coming over here. And lo and behold, I have a square. Now, the question says to identify the missing coordinates. So this coordinate here is my missing coordinate. If we look very carefully, we can see that that coordinate is actually 3, 2. So I'm going to write 3, 2 down here at the bottom. Okay, so let's just take a look at another example. Okay, now here, once again, the question's asking us to draw a square. However, this square looks like it's in a different orientation. It's going to have 4 sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is join the points that are already there. So let's start with this vertex. I shall get my line, and I shall join this point here to this point here. And then I'm going to go from this vertex here to the next point, and there you go. Okay, so I've got 2 sides of my square. I know that I need another 2 sides, and I know that those 2 sides of my square must be the same length as the other 2. Now I'm just going to look very carefully here. I can see that each side is actually a diagonal that goes through the middle of a 2 by 2 square. So I'm now going to draw another line here that goes through the middle of a 2 by 2 square, and another line here, and once again I've created a square. It's just in a different orientation, it just looks like it's been tipped over, but I do have a square with 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles. Let's look at those coordinates. Here we go. Along the corridor, that's 3. Up the stairs, that's 1. So my coordinates for this question are 3, 1. Let's just look at one more example now. This time our polygon, or our closed shape with more than 3 straight sides, is a right angled triangle. The reason why we have 2 of the same question is because there's more than one solution to this problem. I will show you 2 solutions, and if you then like, you can go on and see if you can work out some more solutions for yourself. Right, so I've got a right angled triangle this time. I'm going to start by drawing my base. Here we go. There is the base of my triangle. So a right angled triangle has a 90-degree angle. I'm going to introduce you to a new word here. If you have 2 straight lines that are at right angles to each other, they are called perpendicular. So I now need to draw another line that is perpendicular to my baseline, either here or here, to make a right angled triangle. I'm going to start my first shape by drawing my perpendicular line just here. Now, if I made it just 1 square length, I would have a right angle. If I made it 2 square lengths, I would still have a right angle. But I'm going to make it 3 square lengths. and I've still got a little right angle. Here you go. These two lines are at right angles to each other, which means they are perpendicular. Okay, I'm going to go up here to this point, which would be a vertex of my triangle, and I'm going to join that point to this one here, and I have created one right angled triangle. And here my missing coordinates are going to be my missing coordinates are 1, 4. So I'll write that at the bottom. 1 across and 4 up. Okay, let's try another solution. I'll start by drawing my base again. Here we go. But this time I'm going to draw my perpendicular line on the right hand side, and I'm going to go all the way up to the top of my grid, and I'm going to join that point to this point here, and I have another right angled triangle. Here is my right angle, and there you go. So all I now need to do is write down my missing coordinate, and it is this point here. So if I go along the corridor, that's 5, up the stairs, that's 6. So my point is 5, 6. Now it's your turn. In the resources section of our page, there are some follow-up activities. You'll need to draw yourself some grids, plot the points that are already given to you on your grid, and then see if you can work out where the missing coordinate is going to go to draw the specified polygon. If you can print it off, that's fine, do it on the sheet, but if not, don't worry, drawing your own grids is just as good. Hope you enjoy the activity. Bye.